What's up team? Welcome back. So summer is well and truly here.
Oh yeah.
Which means we are getting a lot of requests and questions about how do I make my abs more visible?
For sure. So there are two main things that dictate how visible your abs are. Number one, we're not going to cover today.
No.
Because quite honestly, we have covered it 50 million times over the past few years. And that is overall body fat percentage. If your body fat isn't low enough, there's no two ways about it, your abs aren't going to be that visible.
True, but what we can do is we can build out the muscles and the structure of our abdominals to make them more visible at a higher body fat percentage. Simple way to look at it, if there's deeper creases in between, let's say your abs, if it's a six pack or whatever it may be, you can have a little bit more fat over it and still see the shape of your abs. So we've got two main things we want to go through today to really make sure you get the most out of your ab exercises. One of these is range of motion, which allows you to get a maximal contraction. And the other one sounds very simple, but it's literally just putting some resistance against the abs. Everyone wants to do like crunches till the cows come home. You wouldn't just do bicep curls with just your wrist.
No, it just seems to be like a thought process that just gets lost. Because a lot of people as well, I think it does come down to a lot of people putting their ab exercise at the end of their workout. Yeah. So they've torched themselves in all the other areas they're going to work, and then yeah, just bang some crunches on, and it just needs more time than that.
So first thing to consider and understand is where the abs are, where they attach, where they insert, and what we can manipulate to make sure we get the most amount of range of motion and contraction from them. So if we just think very simply, our rectus abdomini, so our six pack, let's think sternum to pelvis. So to get a maximal contraction, we need to shorten the distance between the two. It's very, very easy to do this, but few of us do it, especially on things like knee raises, which we'll show you in a minute. One thing that you should really think about doing when doing crunches and any type of flexion exercises is maximally breathing out in the contraction. Because if you try and breathe in, diaphragm gets big, I can't really know, but if you breathe out, it allows you to get full range of motion and really contract. So next time you do your crunches on the cable, which again we'll show you in a minute, breathe right out when you're doing your crunches.
So a real simple visual example to show getting maximal contraction. We're going to use the bicep. We know that it's got different heads, so we're just going to do like a normal bicep curl. And then from there, I'm just going to stand here for a little while, let you take all of that muscularity in. From there, if we just turn our little fingers in, we're rotating a little bit more, you can see it shortens up a little bit more. It's just getting more work out of that bicep head. So let's pimp your knee raises in under 30 seconds. JC, if you jump up and do a couple for me. This is what we'll kind of see all the time. Cool, he's bringing his knees up to 90 degrees and he's doing his knee raises. But John, if you just lift your knee up, 9 times out of 10, this is the most amount of range people are doing. They're getting to 90 degrees. Predominantly, this is just hip flexors, so you're gonna feel it pull on your lower back. But is it really closing off that angle from the sternum to the pelvis? Not really, so JC, get your pimp out. So remember, you're breathing all the way out, so you're getting more space, you're rolling your hips underneath, and look how high he's bringing his knees, instantly closing off that angle and getting more contraction over the rectus abdominis, meaning pimped leg raises.
So we've talked about positioning and making sure we're focusing on the right areas. Like with that knee raise, it's very hip flexor dominant, really, until we come above the pelvis with the knees, and then we start to close off that sternum to hip angle, get maximal contraction in the abs. The same thing applies, but with resistance. We want to get resistance against them because we don't want to be doing crunches till the cows come home. So if we take a resistance band and we simulate a cable crunch, again, if we breathe out on that and we come down, we can get maximal contraction. This time, we're kind of working from the top down rather than from the bottom up. It's important to change the positions and the way you hit muscles. Like Leon touched on earlier, we're talking about biceps, it's two heads. That's why you often do hammer curls, you do supinated curls, so you can hit both heads of the bicep.
So continuing on from the last exercise about quality of movement, we're going to do a resistance-based crunch. This is just one that we see commonly done all the time, so you can use a cable. It's just that we haven't got a cable machine here. So JC, give us a couple of reps. So he's breathing all the way out, creating some space and maximally contracting all the way down, keeping his glutes tight as well, because that, JC, give us a bad rep. This, we know that this is done because first of all, we've seen it. And for years, when I was first doing ab crunches with resistance, this is what happened. He's closing the angle off from his hips, but his abs aren't really doing anything. So just remember, when we talk about quality of movement, get yourself set up before you start moving. Breathe all the way out and control it all the way down, getting nice and tight.
Let's not forget the roll of the abs we're trying to work. Closing off pelvis to sternum. Whoop.
So it's become a bit of a coin phrase on the channel nowadays, but it speaks volumes. And that is, the truth is, more is not better. Better is better. So think about it. Next time you go to do your ab workout, bring some resistance in, bring some of the tips that we've given you in this video, and the amount of quality that you will bring to your ab workouts will be brilliant, but also you will definitely save a ton of time in the gym.
Your normal knee raises compared to the ones we showed you, probably gonna half your reps.
Yeah.
One thing I really want to point out real quickly is, if you're doing a ton of extra ab exercises, make sure you're doing extensions, so deadlifts, dorsal raises, any of those type of things to look after the back. Because we know either joint of the body, if we're doing tons of tricep work, we need to do bicep. We're doing tons of quad, we need to do hamstring to keep things working properly, keep it even, and avoid injuries and imbalances.
So we hope this video helped. We can't wait to see so many of you racking it out with your topless stuff going, oh my God, I've got these.
I don't know if that's a bit supportive or a bit pervy, Lee. I'm not sure which.
Either way, take it as you will and we'll appreciate it. Anyway, guys, hope you loved the video. Give it a massive thumbs up if you did. Drop a comment below. We'll respond to it and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
See you later.